Hey people, so there's been a trending news, that I just made it very viral in the internet. And I felt to lend my voice to this as it's very important that some facts be laid on the ground. Now, unfortunately, I'm not in the place to investigate this issue and might not also have a full grasp of what has happened. But one thing that I want us to point out is reaction. How do we react to situations? How do we also address issues when we are placed in a place of authority? Most of the times, when you're in the place of authority, it is important for you to show leadership. It's important for you to show empathy. So imagine these young ladies, private parts, just making it to the internet. And I tell you, the internet doesn't forget. Some level of empathy should have come in when Ibom Air, staffs were trying to pull her out of the aircraft, And I don't know how that video made it online. There should have been some level of censorship as to what was going to be published online. Was it even necessary to be published online when it has not been investigated? Why is it going on the internet? And that's why we talk about digital rights, safety, and a part of our programs at PPDC talks about digital rights and safety online. How do we ensure that what we are putting online is safe? And this is why in our previous videos, if you go back to some of the videos we've made on this, we've talked about right to human dignity, that every human being has some level of rights. In fact, every human being has rights. We also talked about censorship and a little bit about digital governance, digital rights, safety online, how to engage online, what to put online, what not to put online, how to assess your right, know what your rights are, especially when you're interacting on the internet. But most importantly, as a woman, I want to talk about that this is actually violence. To be honest with you, it's violence. I don't think that they needed 5 men to pull this woman out of the aircraft. I don't also think that they needed to drag her leg, drag her hand, and drag everything about her, in public to pull her out. So please, there are other issues that will come up after now, and PPDC is taking upon herself to also lay out some of the rights that we have as citizens of Nigeria, as users of aircraft, to know what our rights are and to also know where the right of the government stops. And if you cite so many incidences in the past, you see that even the airline operators also have issues with how they are treating citizens and how much dignity they are giving to a right. So it's important that as much as we want to dispense justice immediately, just act quickly. In less than 24 hours, she's reprimanded in Kirikiri prison, which of course shouldn't be so. You understand? What happens to the person that push out this content outline? Has anything been done apart from the fact that the minister has come out to say that they're going to be sanctioned, and we don't know what kind of sanction will be placed when the ladies' nudity is all over the internet. This is really, really against our right as a woman, against our right as a citizen of Nigeria. This is not to say that she's on the right side. Our actions are also not very, very okay. There are better ways to also address issues when you're being pushed to the extreme. But it's important that we do this with some level of humanity, with some level of empathy, with some level of kindness. I'll be talking more about this as we proceed with some of the findings we'll be making. Thank you so much, and let's care for each other. Let's look out for each other and ensure that we do not, do it or take any action that will impede on the right of another. Thank you.